I'd like to call to order this special called meeting for the Douglasville City Council, and this is our budget hearing for FY 2018-2019. And so at this meeting, we will discuss and vote on only the items that were specified in the call. And before I start, I know we do have a couple of people coming in, so I'd like to give some protocol. I'd like to ask you to keep your comments on a professional level. If we will accept those comments considered by the chair to be a personal attack, we ask that you won't do that. Only one person speaking at a time. Please put your cell phones and electronic devices in the silent mode. We're going to have a presentation. The agenda item will be handled by the chair, and that's basically it. So we will move on to the agenda item for the special called meeting, and the Finance Committee Chairperson is Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Call Finance to order. We have one item. That's the presentation of the proposed City of Douglasville's 1 General Fund, 2 Confiscated Asset Fund, 3 Multiple Grant Fund, 4 Conference Center Fund, 5 Convention and Visitors Bureau Fund, 6 Rental Car Tax Fund, 7 Road Fund, 8 Conference Center Construction Fund, 9 Economic Development Projects Fund, 10 Capital Projects Construction M&S Fund, 11 Public Safety Debt Service Fund, 12 Sanitation Fund, 13 OPEB Fund, 14 Public Purpose Corporation Fund, 15 Douglasville Development Authority Fund, and 16 Splash Fund budgets for the fiscal year 2018-2019.
Okay. And what we usually do is go around so that we can see the presentation. Council members, if you don't mind taking a seat in the audience so that we can watch our Finance Director, Karen Callan, give us a presentation along with the City Manager. Get my glasses.
Good evening, and as Madam Mayor said, my name is Karen Callan. I'm Finance Director with the City. This is our required public hearing for the adoption of our fiscal year 19 budget. The budget year starts July 1st, and we are required to have this adopted by June 30. A brief overview of our budget process. Each January, the City Council gets together at a staff retreat to establish priorities for the upcoming budget. We do a performance-based budget, and we build our budget around the mayor and council's priorities that they set at the meeting in January. We had our budget workshop May 23rd and 24th. Today we are having our public hearing, and we are due to adopt the budget June 14th and 18th. You can find the detail of this budget online on our city's website. A brief overview of our general fund budget. A total budget increase of 9%. Taxes, which are franchise taxes, insurance premium tax, property tax, sales tax, increased by 10%. Our other financing sources decreased by 55%. License and permits, which are majority building permits and business licenses, increased by 12%, projecting. Investment income, because our fund balance has increased and interest rates have risen, that is projected to increase by 93%. A slight increase in fines and forfeitures. Charges for service increased by 16%, and that's largely due to our West Pines golf course that had a greens conversion the prior year that we did not have this current year, so we are projecting an increase of 16%. And miscellaneous revenue projection of a decrease of 5% for a total increase of $2.5 million, or a 9% increase. Our expenditures, salaries and benefits, we have an increase of 14%. That's due to a few things. One, we are implementing a public safety increase in our patrol officer starting salary. They currently start at right around $38,000. We'll bring that up to a starting salary of $44,000. We do have this line item includes our health insurance. We're projecting a 3% increase there. If the increase comes above 3%. We plan on passing that on to the employees. We are implementing recommendations from our consulting firm, Jacobs, on a community development study. They have recommended staff augmentation with 3 or 4 positions. We are now also having to fund 3 officers that were paid by a grant in the prior years. We'll be funding their salary for the full year this year for a total increase of 14%. Other operating expenditures, a decrease of 8%. We had a few studies that we did last year that we will not do this year. Capital outlay, an increase of 227%. $1.2 million increase, which that is over $1 million, is due to public safety capital outlay. We have 10 vehicles in the budget this year for patrol, 8 vehicles for patrol, 2 Dodge Durangos. We also have 2 motorcycles in the budget, as well as replacing security cameras. But that capital outlay increase is largely due to public safety. As you can see, we are not planning on incurring any new debt. There's a small decrease in our debt service of 1%, a total increase of $2.5 million. And that's our general fund, which is our chief operating fund. This shows how our revenues are distributed. Taxes, again, this is not just property tax. This is sales tax, franchise tax, insurance premium tax. 76% of our total revenue stream. Licenses and permits, again, business licenses, building permits at 10%, fines and forfeitures 6%, and charges for service 6%. A breakdown of our taxes: sales tax and property tax make up the large portion. Franchise tax 11%, hotel motel tax 3%, insurance premium tax 9%. This gives you a comparison of our revenue from the prior year to the current year. Our general fund expenditures, we try to stay on salaries and benefits below 60% of our total budget. We are below that percentage at 58%. Capital outlay 5%, and debt service, you can see, is our smallest portion at 2%. What makes up, what departments make up most of our expenditures in the general fund? Public safety, 37%. Non-departmental, this is where right now we are recording all the merit increase and salary and classification studies that we will distribute out to the department through a budget amendment once council has made their recommendations on how they want to distribute those funds. Parks and Recreation, 10%. General Administration, which is the city clerk's office, finance office, city manager's office, 13%. Legislative, which is the city council, 2%, and the executive branch, 2%. Again, you can see the trend of the general fund expenditures from the prior year budget to the current proposed budget. Just some budget highlights, and this includes all funds. This is not just general fund. Some things that we're doing. We have that one of the mayor and council's priorities was cleanup of the old mill. That is funded in this budget. North Side redevelopment study, downtown master plan, parks master plan, transportation master plan, and we are projecting funding for town green, a fleet maintenance study, and beautification and cleanup. Beautification was a major topic at the city council's retreat this January. We do have organizational changes, code compliance, community development and community relations, public safety, a construction of a radio tower. Again, as I mentioned earlier, increase in the starting salary for the police department and replacement of vehicles. And lastly, construction projects, sanitation facility on Cedar Mountain Road, and maintenance facility. They will be housed together. We are looking at some city hall renovations and an annex renovation and a parks and recreation maintenance facility. SPLOST has been a great funding source for us this year. It's enabled us to fund some of these major projects that we need. Some of the funding from SPLOST, we have got $4.8 million in street resurfacing, street sweeper, knuckle boom truck. From Parks and Recreation, we were able to do the Bermuda Greens conversion, the clubhouse renovation. Public safety, we've got body cameras, tag readers, radios, and a parking lot expansion and facilities, sanitation facility, maintenance facility, and city hall renovation. The other budgets outside of the general fund budget, they're all listed here. We have our confiscated asset funds. Those are the drug fund budget. Multiple grant funds, which is where we house all our grants. Conference Center, CVB, that's a portion of our the way we collect our 8% hotel motel tax. Rental car fund, we collect funds from rental cars. When people rent cars within the city, we get a portion of that tax. Capital Road Fund, this is a fund that we are going to use specifically to pave an area down in Riverbanks tributary. And we have the Maintenance and Sanitation Construction Fund, basically the transfers in from the Sanitation Fund, that fund, and as well as a transfer from a SPLOST fund, facilities. OPEB fund is other post-employment benefits. This covers all the other funds on the agenda that were discussed by the committee chair. Lastly, our sanitation fund, we are showing an increase there of 23%. As building permits and the economy increases, there's more charges for service, more debris to roll off. Residential sanitation has not increased. The prices have not increased at all. It's mostly for roll-off and front end. And the transfer out for sanitation fund, the largest expense is part of the sanitation and maintenance building that was discussed earlier. A detail of our grants from our grant fund. Currently we have about 13 grants, total of $1.4 million. In closing, our budget adoption dates are Thursday, June 14th at 6, and the voting meeting is June 18th at 6. If you have any questions, the city manager and I will be happy to entertain. All right, thank you.
You all have seen and now heard and now seen the presentation concerning the upcoming budget for 2018 and 19. I'll ask again if there are any questions. Council have any question or comment for Ms. Callen or for Ms. Hampton? If not, you've seen the dates that we would be considering this again and then voting on it June 18th. If there are no questions or comments.
Mr. Chairman, I did have a quick comment. I apologize.
Sure.
I just wanted to thank the Finance Department and Director Karen Callen, the City Manager, for encapsulating everything that we talked about during our budget hearings for those 2 days that were power-packed to help us to come to this simplified budget that was a complicated issue. You made it very understandable and easy to digest. So thank you for everything that you're doing and being so conservative and fiscally responsible to keep the city going in the right direction. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So
yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Appreciate you making sure that we made them know that we do appreciate all the hard work. It's got to be overwhelming for them because I know the 2 days that they brought us in for consideration and review were overwhelming.
And you
But,
too, Mr. Finance Chair, because I know you have to meet and get everything together before it comes to us, so thank you for
All in
your
an
extra-
afternoon's work, no problem.
Yes, sir.
If there's nothing else on that, then I would make a motion that we adjourn this
Mr.
meeting.
Chairman, I
Yes,
just want to make sure
I'm
that
sorry.
the citizens realize this is a public hearing, so this is their opportunity to make any comments or questions, so.
And I think we've given opportunity 2 different times, but
Well,
we'll
yeah,
do
you
that again.
addressed the council, you didn't actually address
I
the
think I
audience.
did, but that's okay, I'll do it again, no problem. Is there anyone here that would like to make a public comment or ask a question concerning this proposed budget that Ms. Callan has presented? We'll give you one other opportunity to speak if you would like. Please come forward. Okay, seeing none, then we'll close the public hearing. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Made a second. Did you make a second, Mr.? Okay.
All in favor, aye? All opposed, same. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. So is there any other business to come before this special call meeting tonight as it relates to finance and stuff that we advertise for budget? Thank you. Not seeing any from the council, then this meeting is adjourned, and we have our our regular voting meeting at 6 p.m., so we have about 13 minutes before the next meeting starts. This meeting is adjourned.